was raised a Catholic, and then I got kicked out of Sunday school for asking too many questions.
We have 7 other selves now. We can access each other's knowledge, language, skills.
So you've starred in in some of the most iconic movies. Do you think Sense8 can be an iconic series?
You know, I don't get the feeling often that, you know, something that I've done is one of those things that's just going to stand the test of time, and I definitely feel like this is one of those handful of jobs that I've been fortunate enough to do in my career that will have that effect. It's incredible. I just got to see the whole thing, so I know what it is, and I'm so proud of it, and it's definitely, you know, it definitely lives in, you know, the pantheon of my best work, you know, Blade Runner, Kill Bill, Steel Magnolias, etc. So, yeah.
So you play this very enigmatic character. I don't know if you can call it a character or an entity or something named Angel or Angelique. How would you describe her or it?
Well, you know, there's certain aspects of her character that are still a mystery to me, because, you know, if we go on to another year, you know, more about her will be explained. But at this point, you know, I'm more or less the sort of metaphorical mother to the sensates. I give birth to their awareness of themselves as sensates and their awareness of each other in that way. She's sort of a philosophical being, but she's also, you know, she's also a constant presence for them that is slightly disturbing and sometimes comforting as well, and sometimes gives them, you know, informs them, but there's also an aspect of both my character and the character that Naveen Andrews plays, Jonas, that you're not quite sure if they're good or bad, you know. So, and those questions, you know, the questions that arise, many of them will be answered, and majority of them will be answered, and then others will come up.
Yeah, well, at the start,
I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah,
though.
at the start, it's pretty inaccessible. It's very transcendent and quasi-religious.
Yes. Yeah.
Are you a very spiritual person yourself? Did you find it easy to access this material?
You know, I was raised a Catholic, and then I got kicked out of Sunday school for asking too many questions. So I kind of started questioning organized religion, and I started looking into, I guess, the similarities that all religions have in common. And I believed quite wholeheartedly when, you know, and in the tenets that the religion that I was raised in held, and that most religions actually share those same tenets, you know. But I just don't necessarily like the way, you know, the sort of financial aspects of most religions was kind of disturbing to me, and some of the, you know, wars that have been fought on their behalf and stuff seems counterintuitive to their belief systems.
So do you try to find meaning in other aspects of life, or in every little detail of life, or?
I think that I find meaning in every aspect of life, and then particularly find a lot of you know, sort of reconnection with the natural world, you know, that's sort of my church, you know.
You do a lot of political work, political activities. Is this to compensate for the sometimes maybe dull nature of Hollywood and the movie industry?
No, oh God. No, I mean, my advocacy work and activism isn't necessarily related to politics, because I don't have much faith in politics. It's really related more to the crises and the issues that we're in the midst of, and certainly it's not because there's, you know, the entertainment industry is boring. I just wish we weren't in these crises. Then I wouldn't feel so compelled to spend my time and energy, you know, trying to figure out what I can do to better the situations. You know, it's not something that I really want to do to put myself out there. I'm more of a sort of shy person, so I don't really necessarily like to expose myself in that way. I don't necessarily want to go to jail. I don't want to have to, do these kinds of things. But it's also something that one thing I can do is to elevate the topics so that at least people can look into them and discuss and figure out if they're, if they want to be part of the solution.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, Axel.
If you know what it means to be reborn a sensate,